What is going on, guys? AJ Bodie here, back with another video. Yeah, it's AJ Bodie here, back with another video. Today, I want to talk about being backed up in a corner and what you can do to get out of it. Guys, we are at more than 800, more than 800 subs, which is crazy. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for subscribing. If you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button and like the video if you don't mind. Comment down below what's your favorite cereal, and let's just get into it. Yeah, so there was a comment on being backed up into a corner, feeling overwhelmed, not knowing what to do with your life. You feel like all hope is lost, and you feel depressed. You don't know what to do. You're so fat, you're so broke, you're so ugly. And what can you do about it? And your girlfriend broke up with you. And to that guy that has felt like that, I'm so sorry. That really sucks. And I know how that feels. Being heartbroken, not feeling like you're worthy enough, not feeling like you're good enough to keep the people that you love in your life, keep the people that you actually want to keep in your life. So what can you do about it? For starters, I know that a broken heart hurts so much. And if you can't get past that, then there's nothing you can get past. But you can get past a broken heart. It's so easy in hindsight, but it is very hard when you do it every day. I went through a broken heart phase literally 8 months ago, and I was thinking to myself, I can't get through this, but I did. Literally, you can watch the videos on the 55-minute videos that I made, me laying in bed, feeling so heartbroken. It was titled like Heartbreak in the Morning or something, or even more heartbreak. And I was thinking to myself, I don't like this. It hurts so bad. I don't want to do anything. I just want to get fat. But did I do that? No. Day after day, I felt the pain. I cried my guts out. Not really, I couldn't cry, but I cried emotionally, mentally, whatever you want to call it. And basically it hurt so bad. Of course, I wish I could have cried, but I wasn't healthy enough at the time mentally to actually cry. So if you can cry, let it all out, but just do it in private, because no one will respect you if you cry in front of them. Another thing too, if you have family, friends, you probably don't, you're probably alone. If you're alone, try and reach out, try and get people. I know that it seems impossible, but you need people in your life to actually support you while you're going through a breakup. If you don't have them, that's fine. You can get through it alone. Just know that all hope is not lost. It's gonna be hard, I know, but you need to start working on yourself. Go through the heartbreak while you're working on yourself. What you want to do, if you don't have a job already, make sure you get a job that you actually care about. And I know that the job market kind of sucks right now. Even if you hate that job, still go through it. Something to distract you from your ever growing hatred towards your life. You need a passion. Passion is always a good way to stay distracted from a heartbreak. Get hobbies, art, music, math, if that's your fancy. Things that actually make you happy, that bring you joy. Doesn't bring you joy because you're so heartbroken? Okay, that's fine. Just keep doing them. It will bring you joy eventually. You're going to go through hell because you've got your heart broken. Broken heart syndrome can literally fucking kill you. It literally feels like you're dying. You're grieving because of that lost person in your life. You don't need to grieve and have a dead person. Or someone doesn't need to die for you to grieve. You can grieve regardless if they die or not. They just leave your life and you're grieving because you missed that person. Now, if you work with that person, cut all contact with them and just act like they're some other normal coworker Just act like they're normal. Just act normally. Of course, it's going to hurt. They're probably not going to want to talk to you. This is probably a woman that we're dealing with, and they've already emotionally broke up with you, and they're done with you, and they moved on. They have so many other options than you. Now, you're probably fat, but if you're not fat, good. But if you are, that's bad. So what you need to do is start going to the gym. Don't go more than 4 days a week, because doing something like that will hurt your joints, hurt your tendons. It'll fuck you up. And make sure you're eating enough, because I made that mistake of not eating enough and going 6 days a week, which absolutely destroyed my gains. Now, if you're fat, start losing weight. If you're skinny, start gaining weight. Muscle. Regardless, you're putting on muscle regardless. It doesn't matter where you start. If you are fat, doesn't matter. If you're skinny, doesn't matter. You're trying to do body recomposition to the point where you're actually in a fit, lean physique. That's great. So you're taking care of that. Your passion, your job, your workouts. Now what? I wouldn't recommend getting into a relationship, but I'd recommend hoeing around a bit. Just a little bit. Do not get into a relationship at this point in your time, because it'll just make them a rebound. Although I did get into a relationship when I was heartbroken, and I did recover, and I did move on. You need to work on yourself. So I'd recommend screwing a couple girls and then moving on from that. Wait a couple months, and then if you want to get into a relationship, cool. Take time out of your day to just sit down like how I'm doing right now and think about it. That's it. That's how you get over your breakup. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be painful. You might want to die some days. Some days will feel better than others. Other days will feel worse than others. Sometimes you think that a breakup is getting better, but breakups aren't linear, and you need to take worse days than better. Meaning, if one day you're doing better, the next you'll do worse. Or a couple months, you'll do worse. That's why you need to actually focus on your feelings. Feel it all. Don't try to argue with yourself, oh, I could have done this better, I could have done that better. Just process all of it and move on. All of you guys have the potential to become men, to become someone that you inspire to be, to get that 100K in the stock market, to get $10,000 a month in dividends, to get that Lambo, to get that house that you have always wanted, to get that wife and kids and a picket fence that you've dreamed of. You all have the potential of doing that. When I look at you guys, which I can't because you're a camera, you know what I see? Pain. I see pain. A whole bunch of pain. Someone's let you down over and over and over again to the point where you're hurting so bad. But I want to let you know, the longer you go in life, the longer and longer it takes for you to understand something. And when you finally understand it, it'll work in your favor. The more hurt you go through, the less you can in the future. Think about it. If you go through the worst fucking trauma you possibly could in your entire life and you heal from it, not if you carry it on through your entire life and you don't heal from it, but if you heal from it and you go through the same trauma again, it's not going to be that bad. Let me give you an example. You were young once. You were probably like 5 or 6. You stumbled on a rock and you hit your palms on the pavement. Maybe the road when you were walking in it for some reason. And your palms are all beat up now. They're all scraped up from road, ground, the pavement. And you're thinking to yourself, this hurts so bad, and you're crying because it hurts. Fast forward to today, you somehow magically trip over a rock. I don't know how y'all still do that, but you do. And you look at your palms, and it's even worse actually, it's bleeding this time. And you think to yourself, it doesn't hurt as bad as it did when I was 5. Because you've moved on from that trauma. You've realized that it's not that bad. You were being a baby about it. And you kind of realize the more pain you go through, the less pain you actually feel later on in life. It's just like work. If you work a heavy labor job, the stronger you are, the easier it is. I'm not talking about the stronger willpower you are. The more strength that you have muscularly, the easier your physical labor job will be. Because you can lift shit over your head. You can lift shit that other people can't. Unless they take advantage of you. If they take advantage of you and you have to do all the heavy lifting, you're fucked. That's why you just say no. But if you have a job to do and you're weak as fuck, you can expend all of your energy doing that one task versus the guy who has tons of muscle, tons of stamina, and is in physically good shape and is able to lift 40 boxes in 1 hour, and you can only do 1 because you are literally dragging, pushing it, trying your hardest to get it to one place because you're weak. But if you had a lot of strength, it wouldn't be as bad. It would be a walk in the park for you. If your joints were healthy, if your tendons were strong, you'd be able to do it easily. That's why it's better to accumulate the muscle when you're young. So when you get older, it's just a passive thing that goes by. So like there's passive income, there's passive muscle. Once you gain that muscle, it's really hard for it to go away once you maintain it. All you need to do is maintain your muscle and you'll have it for the rest of your life. Now, there's not much else you can do to get over a relationship. You've thought about it, you've built upon it, you've healed your trauma, you've built yourself up, you've gotten into a relationship, you've moved on. The only other thing is time. Time heals all wounds. Of course, you're gonna get the scar tissue forming over that wound, but the wound that you've once had is no longer there. It's just the scar tissue. So when you look at it, you remember how much pain you've went through. But the pain no longer controls you. It no longer has any power over you. It doesn't have anything over you. It's gone. You can't remember the trauma from it. You can't remember the emotions that you felt. All you remember is that it was painful. That's it. And you realize that it wasn't that bad. It was in the moment, but not anymore. It's just like when you're sick. You got through it. You get through a lot of things. You're good. Time heals all wounds. Not scar tissue, just wounds. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it insightful. I hope you found it entertaining. I hope you found it really useful because this was really a struggle for me on how to get over a breakup. No matter how many times, how many videos I've watched on people saying, women are just like houses or cars, you rent them, but you don't own them. And once they're gone for good. And how many times the red pill contenters would be like, oh, they're bitches, who fucking cares about them? And just work on yourself. It hurts. It fucking hurts. You're never gonna get over her like how they say you are. It's gonna hurt for a long fucking time. And it's going to be painful. It's going to make you want to kill yourself, literally jump off a whole cliff and die. But you're not gonna do that because you wanna live. It's gonna hurt, but you'll get over it. That's all you need to know is that you'll get through this. And I was thinking, I literally still have the memory of me not wanting to live. Go watch some of my earlier videos. If you apply this mentality to anything, You can get over it. You can move on and you can continue with your life instead of just drifting in a ship like Cowboy Bebop. And that's the whole message of Cowboy Bebop. Just staying stale, stagnated in life, not being able to move on from the past because it was so traumatizing. But you don't want that. You want to move on. You want to increase your gains in life. You want to increase your fruitfulness. Anyways, guys, that's it. Make sure you like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.